Okay, class. So, before we start, let us start with a prayer together. Okay, now let's proceed to our attendance. Is everybody's here? Very good. Now, before we proceed to our very last topic of algebra, I want to know if you can recall our last topic, yung huli natin tinapik. Uh, yung pinagkaiba ng expression, a mathematical expression, and a mathematical sentence. So, mathematical expression versus mathematical equation. So, reviewin ulit natin siya. A mathematical expression do not express a complete thought and are only parts of a mathematical sentence. If I say x plus 2, that is only an expression. Why? Dahil wala siyang equal sign or less than or equal. It does not give a complete thought. However, a mathematical sentence gives us a complete thought. Example, 1 plus x is a mathematical expression, while 1 plus x equals 5 is a mathematical sentence because it composed of variable and a symbol or sign. A mathematical sentence can either be a true or false statement, but it can never be both true or false statement. Okay, now, after the mathematical expression and equation, we will now proceed to the most important topic of algebra. It is solving word problems using algebraic expressions and equations. Dito, matututo tayo na mag-reason, able to form judgment, and we can able to think logically kung paano ba natin i-construct yung word problems into a right equation to get the value of a variable na hinahanap sa tanong. Sana ba natin to magagamit? Magagamit natin to pag nag-test tayo ng entrance exam or board exam. Pag natutunan natin to, madali na lang sa atin ang entrance exam or board exam ng mathematics dahil gagaling tayo mag-think logically and to form a judgment. Okay? Now, for our activity, we will play the boat is sinking, but you will be given an algebraic equation and you need to evaluate the value of variable x, where variable x is the number of members needed to form a group. So, since we are in an online learning, hindi na natin ito magagawa. So, we will proceed na to our main lesson. Here are the basic concepts of mathematical language. 2 expressions. Take note, it is only an expression, not a complete thought, not a mathematical sentence. Here is the first example. 5 more than a number. Pag sinabing more than, it means nadagdagan, positive. So, x plus 5. Take note again, ang number na tinutukoy dito is the variable x. Okay? Next, 5 less than a number. Less than means minus, nabawasan siya. So, 5 less than a number is the same as x minus 5 kapag tinranslate natin siya sa mathematical expression. Next, the product of 5 and a number. Pag sinabing product, minumultiply natin siya. Minumultiply natin yung 5 and a number. So, 5 multiplied by x. 5 times x. Next, quotient of 5 and a number. It means, dinidivide natin. 5 over a number is equivalent to 5 over x. So, ito yung mga basic na kailangan nating matandaan pag mag-form na tayo ng expression para mabuo natin yung tamang equation sa problem. para masagutan natin ng tama yung question. Here are more examples of mathematical expression. Let x be the number. Katulad ng sinabi ko sa inyo, yung tinutukoy na number dito in this example is the variable x. Okay. First example, the sum of a number and 8. Sum, it means positive. The number na tinutukoy ay x and then 8. So it is x plus 8. Next, 3 less than a number. It is the same as x minus 3. Take note, 3 less than a number. It's not 3 minus x. It is x minus 3. Don't get confused. Okay? Next, number 3. The product of 45 and a number. Ano ulit sinabi ko kapag product? Minumultiply natin yung dalawa. Yung number and yung variable. So, it's 45x or 45 times x. A number divided by 2. That is just basically x over 2. Now, here in the last example, makinig kayo mabuti. 10% of a number. Paano ba natin kinukuha ang percent ng number? Pag sinabing, get the 50% of 100, pwede natin i-multiply yung 100 sa 0.5 or pwede natin i-multiply yung 100 sa 50 over 100. 50 over 100 is the same as 0.5. So, kahit alin doon, makukuha natin yung percent ng number. So, I think we are ready to go to evaluation by giving this enough example. So, what I'm gonna do is, bawat tanong, I will give you 10 minutes to answer. And then, after that, I will bibigay ko yung sagot, and then we will proceed to the next question. So, a total of 5 questions. Okay? So, first question, for 10 minutes, what percent of 16 is 40? Okay. Tulad nung sinabi ko kanina, paano nga ba natin ulit kinukuha yung percent? Ang sabi dito, what percent of 16 is 40? Now, tignan nyo yung gagawin ko. Sa left-hand side ng equation, ilalagay ko yung question na, what percent of 16? And then from the right-hand side of the equation, doon ko ilalagay yung 40. Ayan. Now, this is an example of a mathematical equation. It is a sentence because it gives us a complete thought. Now, ang gagawin na lang natin is i-evaluate natin yung equation para makuha natin yung value ng x. Take note, sa equation, kailangan kapag minamanipulate natin yung equation, it's supposed to be always balanced. If I multiply the left hand side by 2, I must multiply the right hand side by 2 also. If I add 1 to the left side, I need to add 1 again to the right side. It must be always balanced. Kapag hindi, kapag example, nag-add ka ng 2 sa left hand side, and then hindi ka nag-add ng 2 sa right hand side, your equation will be a false statement. Kapag ganon, hindi mo makukuha yung value ng variable na hinahanap natin, which is in this case is yung x. So, now, anong gagawin natin dito? Yung 16 over 100, pwede natin kunin yung lowest form niya. It will, and then magiging 8 over 50 is equals to 40. Now, dividing both sides of the equation by 8 over 50, we will get the answer of 250. So, therefore, the answer is 250%. Okay, number 2. If twice the value of a certain number is increased by 8, the result is 30. What is the number? So, ang sabi, twice the value of a certain number. Ibig sabihin, i-multiply natin yung number by 2. And then, increased by 8. Mag-a-add pa tayo ng 8. The result is 30. So, ayan siya. Ito na ngayon yung equation natin. Now, ang gagawin na lang natin is i-evaluate natin para makuha yung value ng variable x. So, anong gagawin natin? Ita-transpose natin yung 8 from left hand side to right hand side. Magiging negative 8. Bakit nga ba nagiging negative kapag nag-transpose tayo? Because we're adding both sides of the equation. In this case, we're adding both sides of the equation by negative 8. Magka-cancel yung positive 8 sa left hand side and then magiging negative naman yung 8 sa right hand side. Now, kapag na-transpose na natin, magiging 2x equals 30 minus x, which is 22. Dividing both sides by 2, the variable x is 11. That is the answer. Okay. Now, class, for number 3, when x is increased by 25% of itself, the result is 45. Find the value of x. Now, what I'm gonna do is, kunin ko yung left hand side ng equation. Ilalagay ko yung when x is increased by 25% of itself. And then from the right hand side of the equation, dun ko naman ilalagay yung result na 45. So, paano natin nasulat ng ganito yung equation? Ang sabi kasi, when x is increased by 25% of itself, meaning the value of x nadagdagan pa ng 25% ng value ulit ng x, ang magiging sagot ay 45. Now, we will evaluate now the value of x. Kapag sa fraction, hindi siya same ng denominator, anong ginagawa natin para makombine natin yung dalawang fraction? Diba? Kailangan maging same sila ng denominator. In this case, 1x. May 1 dyan sa x. Hindi lang nakalagay dahil hindi na natin nilalagay. We can rewrite it as 100 over 100. 1 is the same as 100 over 100. Kapag nire-write natin ng 100 over 100 yan, mapagko-combine na natin yung 100 over 100 times x plus 25 over 100 times x. Now, kapag pinag-combine natin siya, magiging 125 over 100 times x is equals to 45. Dividing both sides by 125 over 100, the answer will be 36. That is the value of x. Okay. Let's proceed to the one of the last number, the number 4. How many 3/8 are there in 1/3? Now, sir, wala namang hinahanap na variable. Take note. Ang variable dyan is yung final answer natin. So, paano nga ba tayo nagde-divide ng fraction? Tinuro sa atin sa elementary, dividing 3/8 divided, 1/3 divided by 3/8 is the same as kunin mo yung first fraction, which is the 1/3, then multiply it by the reciprocal of 3/8, which is 8 over 3. Now, bakit 1/3 divided by 3/8, hindi 3/8 divided by 1/3? Ang tanong kasi, how many 3/8 are there in 1/3? Therefore, mauuna ang 1/3 before 3/8. Now, this is the same as 1/3 multiply by 8 over 3, which is 8 over 9. That is the final answer. Now, let's proceed to the final number, ang pinakamahirap. A tank is 7/8 filled with oil. After 75 liters of oil are drawn out, the tank is still half full. How many liters can the tank hold? Now, ang kailangan natin, makagawa tayo ng dalawang expression from left hand side to right hand side. What I'm gonna do is pagsasamahin ko yung tank is 7/8 filled with oil and then nabawasan siya ng 75 liters sa left hand side ng equation. And then sa right hand side, doon ko ilalagay yung tank is still half full. Paano natin isusulat yung tank is still half full? That's the same as 1/2 times x. Okay? Now, ayan. So, marami tayong pwedeng gawin dito. Kanya-kanya tayo ng diskarte sa pag-evaluate ng variable x. Pero, pag nagawa natin yun ng tama, iisa lang ang magiging value ng x dapat na lalabas. So, what I'm gonna do is I will multiply the whole equation by 2. So, makakancel yung 1/2 x. Ang matitira na lang, 7/4x minus 150 equals to x. Now, ililipat ko sa left hand side yung x minus 7/4x and then I will rewrite x as 4/4x para mapag-combine ko yung x minus 7/4x. Now, magiging negative 150 is equals to negative 3/4 x. Divided both sides by negative 3/4, the answer is 200. So, the tank is still half full. How many liters can the tank hold? It is 200 liters. So, assignment. You need to provide a math phrases and need to be translated and written into algebraic expressions as many as you can. Why? Para masanay kayo na hindi lamang iilan ang alam nyong isulat as expressions. Dahil nag-iiba-iba ang tanong, napakarami nito. Kapag marami kayong alam, mas mataas yung tsansa na masagot nyo yung word problem. Okay? So, that's all, students. Thank you and God bless. Good luck sa inyong higher years. Sana marami kayong natutunan.